gotten to see the book. I've gotten to see a lot of the art. It has made me maybe too much of a fan of Spelljammer. There is like genuine love, and it's so different from everything that has been done in 5th edition D&D. Can you what are your highlights, and why do you love Spelljammer that much?
Well, first, it is a labor of love. I think it was a labor of love for everybody involved because it sort of struck a different chord. And what drew us to the project as a whole, I think, was this idea that we were creating something that, while still true to D&D 5th edition, feels like it's got kind of its own energy. And we had a generous budget for art. So like you say, it's splashed with all sorts of good art, more than we normally put in a project, I might add. I think partly because we wanted to leverage the art to really show off this setting. And it's not like any other D&D setting. It's essentially the setting between the worlds of D&D. It's that space, that vast ocean. And for me, the most exciting thing about the project was, how do I, as a creator, make that ocean interesting, a place worth visiting? And we talked about it from the point of view of, well, what lives there? We talked about it from the point of view of, what color is it? What hues? What can the art do to bring this place to life in people's imaginations? And I think in that regard, we got to play a lot, and we succeeded.
Yeah, so what does make Spelljammer unique when you compare to the rest of your body of work and everything that else you've worked on for 5th edition? This is very wacky, but I find it horrifying at the same time for clown reasons.
Well, tonally, there is a lot going on, because what we're trying to do in this product is say that you can run a D&D campaign in this realm that exists between worlds, and you can do a style of game that caters to your kind of preferences in terms of science fiction. Do you want to do a sort of Star Trek Next Generation kind of thing where you're the crew of a ship just sort of going from world to world and getting into trouble? Or do you want to go more cosmic horror and face, the dark, sinister mysteries on the far fringes of space and awakening dangers that should lie dormant? Or do you want to go more into a sort of campy romp where you are fighting space clowns, much like, the 1980s Killer Clowns from Outer Space movie kind of vibe, where it's all tongue-in-cheek, but still there's an edge to it? I think that was the challenge and the gift of the setting, was being able to realize it is a big canvas and a lot can happen there. How do we give DMs and players all the toys they need to create the space adventure they want?
And that's what's interesting about this product. Like you have multiple books all within it. You have a DM screen in there as well. Tell me a little bit about how this is broken up and why you broke it up in this way.
Absolutely. So for a number of years, we've wanted to experiment with our form factors, how we present information. And campaign settings in particular, we wanted to do something different. And we felt pretty bold doing what we did, which was to take what would have traditionally been a fairly big campaign setting book and break it up into smaller, more digestible pieces. In this case, we broke it up into 3 64-page books. And one of the reasons we did it, one of the reasons we were excited about it, was we think it creates a better user experience for the DM who's running it. Because if you've got one of the books that's an adventure, you can have that open in front of you, and then you can have the stat blocks for the new monsters in this other book and open that up and not have to sort of flip back and forth within one book to get all the information you need. You can have everything sort of laid out in front of you. And if the players want to know about the race options available to them, you can just hand them the part of the product that has the player-facing options in it. Ship deck plans, character options, spells, magic items, that kind of thing. So from a usability point of view, it excited us.
If you liked this interview and you'd like to see more, go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that little bell symbol so you're notified anytime a video like this comes out. Thank you so much for watching.